Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm out here once again with Mylo for service dog training. Still in phase 2 of training, and on this video, I'm going to be continuing to add on to the script, as I call it, in terms of task-specific training. Now here in terms of shaping, as I call it, kind of shaping, understanding that, again, it comes to an interaction-based methodology. Influence is part of the equation to make sure that his perception is changing the right way. In terms of, as a service dog, being reliable, okay, regardless of the type of environment that he's in with distractions, making sure that he's focused the right way on his owner. So here in this video, I'm going to be doing, again, adding on to expectations, increasing expectations. In the background, you see some objects here. I'm adding to those objects with a metal object, a pair of pliers, okay, getting him to start to come into agreement with bringing those or lifting those objects off from the floor position. And again, how I'm doing this, I talk about shaping, is making sure that, you know, it's really, you know, how he's connecting those dots is very clear in terms of, you know, nothing kind of getting in the way of that. So, you know, how I do things in terms of, you know, him picking up objects, you'll see me kind of moving those into his mouth. Rewarding, this is again where, you know, motivating him with reward, doing that as well. And here again, from the, you know, other response, which I'm going to move into first, with getting him to support weight, but from a prone position. Okay, I want him to start to kind of power lift off the floor, but straight up. Okay, and again, when I'm doing this, initially I have to kind of, you know, move him certain ways when he has a tendency to want to respond differently, to again shape that response. So right from here, I'm going to start to move here with him. Again, right from a prone position, from the floor position here, I'm going to work on this here a little bit down. Again, I want him to be totally prone here. Now I'm going to lean over and put some weight onto him while I give him the command to come straight up. Stand. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, that's excellent. Good boy, good boy. Even when I'm pushing near his rear quarters, that typically would trigger a different response. Good boy, good boy. See, I'm right where my hand would typically be for him to respond differently, and he's not. Okay, he's kind of very soft. Good boy, good boy. Kind of moving my hand all over him a little bit. Good boy, good boy. Heel. I'm going to move with him a little bit here. Just the same thing, with moving to assist, you know, as his owner needs to kind of start to move with him a little bit. Good boy. Just want him to kind of, you know, match my pace. So he sees my foot move out in front of me. Good boy. Maintaining this response. Good boy. And pacing me this way. So just maintaining my pace. Good boy, good boy. Sit. So that was really, really good. And again, I'm going to add this again. Now this time, I'm going to actually kneel down, okay, to again line this up from a floor position. In terms, again, power lifting straight up. Down. And I'm going to come up the side and here, again, mimic myself being on the floor. Again, maintaining authority over him because, again, shaping this. Okay, I'm going to start pushing on his body here. Stand. Good boy, good boy. Good boy. You notice here I don't want him, good boy. I don't want him moving. I want him to stay pretty much beside me here. Good boy. I'm putting a lot of weight on him, straining here. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Heel. Again, I'll move forward here again, pushing on him. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Sit. So that was great. Did a fantastic job. You notice this is all kind of doing certain things certain ways that would typically be part of helping that way. So, you know, kind of thinking of different ways that the individual will be moving. And here's the thing, you just have to kind of cover off and kind of the, you know, as much as possible And then if other things start to happen, it's not going to affect anything. So this is all about kind of real life type of scenarios. Again, doing it within the training environment here, and doing it within the home environment of his owner, and then starting to do it in other locations as well. It's all part of the script. So here we're going to move into the objects exercise. And again, you know, me still, again, the whole goal is for it to be very, very clean in terms, talk about clean in terms of right from the point of lifting the object up and passing it to his owner. He tends to want to use his kind of paws, to want to kind of, you know, use his paws to help move it around. And so when I see that happening, I'm bypassing that by moving it into his mouth. So again, I want him just to, you know, cleanly use his mouth, and with as little pressure from his mouth as possible. Okay, that's the other thing too, is to shape this. So here, I'm going to move this over to a flat collar. Again, just to, I don't want too much influence on this exercise here. You know, I want him to have really good motivation with it. Now I'm going to move to the pipe here first. And again, when I put the pipe down, you know, the whole goal here is, you know, I will kind of assist with it if I see that things are getting messy a little bit, okay? He's using his paws, but, you know, I'm really watching it so that I don't want to have to touch it if possible. I want, you know, if I see that he's really doing it on his own, I'm going to give him higher reward for that, okay? So I'm going to be kind of jackpotting that a little bit as I do it. Get it, get it, get it. Good boy. Good boy. Out. Good boy. Now you saw that little bit of stretching, right? You want sometimes to want to kind of stretch out stuff. He's not going to get, you know, high reward for that. I'll give him a little bit of motivation, but when I see that, it's very, the cleaner it is, okay, the more kind of direct it is, okay, the more I'm going to give him better reward for that. Get it. Get it. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. That was better. Okay, that definitely was better. So I gave him a little bit more reward for that. You notice I'm still keyed up on if his, you know, if he's distracted or he's turning towards certain things. I'll just nudge him just a little bit here, just to keep his focus a little bit. Get it. Good boy. Good boy. Out. Good boy. That was even better. Okay, wasn't quite right on the floor, but he's actively motivated to want to take it. And this, again, this is about shaping it towards him just taking it right off the floor. Get it. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Out. Out. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Little pet. Okay? So I'm going to give him a little bit of, you know, a little bit of petting for that. Okay? And this is the thing. When you reserve, you know, reward a certain way, the level it kind of takes is like taking reserve, like a reserve bottle of wine off the shelf, okay, that you're kind of holding out on, okay, to help to motivate him even more. So understand that when you're working on this type of task-related training, you want to save the best for last, okay, because then I want to really get his attention, saying, "Wow, Dale, you know, he actually started to pet me here a little bit. You know, I want more of that, right?" But again, I'm using that for better moments. And notice how he's really he's like really looking at me now. Okay? He's like, wow, you know, how do I get that? Same thing, do it again. Get it. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Out, out, good boy, good boy. That wasn't too bad, that's pretty good. So now here's the thing too. Now when you do this type of thing, you kind of want to stop while you're ahead. Or move on to, you know, I'm going to move on to, he's still highly motivated, I'm going to move on to some more challenging objects here. But I'm going to move right to the steel. I'm going to move right to the pliers, okay? And this, again, is a brand new object. Now it has some, again, it's got some, you know, rubber here on the ends of it. So when you use something like this, you want to, you know, introduce something. You don't want to go right to the metal itself. You know, I'm going to go more to the rubber end so that, you know, he knows the metal's here. That's how you kind of make this type of transition. But again, when you introduce something like this, I will motivate him a little more with, again, higher reward too for something like this. So again, I introduce this. Get it, get it. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Out, good boy, good boy. Now notice there I put influence on it because, you know, he tends to kind of be kind of uncertain, like this is something different, and so I will kind of help to keep it in his mouth somewhat, but again, rewarding him at the same time. Okay, I'll do it one more time. Get it. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Sit, good boy, out, good boy. And that was great. Okay, so again, now see that, notice that little bit of licking, right? That's the whole thing with, and this is a good example of this, right? We'll talk about this in a second, is this whole issue about reward and control, because that was a great example. Now, if you notice his licking there, you know, I gave him some touch, some reward. Notice what kind of triggered there is his licking, the pathway towards the pass with control. That's why I say you have to be very careful using motivators too early in terms of the training process itself, because, you know, relationship's a big deal, and control, it'll affect the dog's focus. Okay, just like I talked about the selfish child example. So you notice what triggered there was that licking, you know, response, because it's almost like, because that's still kind of contaminated through that somewhat, not as much. Okay, so but again, and this is the thing, we're still working on relationships. So this is why you'll see me out there, you know, again focusing on specific interactions. Influence is still, you know, an active, you know, component. Okay, that's very important. So all to say, he's doing really, really well. I'm very happy with that. Again, moving into more difficulty. You know, powerlifting off the floor now, so it's starting to really transition because I'm trying to eliminate the forward motion and so he's just starting to lift right up. You see me pushing on his rear quarters, which would typically trigger the sit position, but now he's holding up. Okay, so he's really starting to stabilize more and more. So all to say, he's doing really, really good here. Move his ear over here, flopping. Okay. He's doing really, really good. Things are coming along well. And he's about to go back home in a couple days here for another week or so. Okay, so again, and then we'll start to move into phase 3. But still within phase 2, going back home, still with me involved. But again, Mylo's doing absolutely fantastic. Things are moving along really, really well. Thanks for watching.